Hey you guys. So, why is the tattoo pen so amazing? The Cheyenne tattoo pen. Why is it so amazing? So, for those of you who don't know, I have to give you a little bit of backstory because without knowing how amazing this pen is, before I can tell you how amazing this pen is, I should say, you have to know a little bit of backstory. And this is how it works. Before, tattoo machines, at the beginning of tattooing in general, fuck tattoo machines, just in the beginning of tattooing and everything, which, for the record, was at the beginning of human existence. It's the oldest job since prostitution, since women were like, hey, you know what we could do? We could sell our pussy for money. Since then, people have been like, ooga booga, let's mark our skin to separate us from either social class or whatever. A little bit of backstory, Indians used to do it to mark the warriors or mark the shamans. And then, the Japanese later on adopted it to mark the criminals, with a mark on the forehead to show that, hey, you're a criminal asshole. You raped an entire field of pigs, so fuck you, And it evolved since then. Now, from there, it evolved over time into something like this. You see this picture here? This picture is kind of a mirror of the electronic pen. As you can see, it has two coils at the top and then the pen at the bottom, which was good for some time, and then it eventually gave a bunch of people syphilis, and but it was due to like poor practices and hygiene and shit like that really fucked a lot of people in the hygiene aspect of it. And then it evolved. From there, it evolved to basically the current coil machine and the design of it, which looks like this. And this right here is the traditional coil that we all know and love, and for you guys that don't know, this is what the coil machine looks like. And it remained that way pretty much for a standard period of time of, let's throw an arbitrary number out there, I'm just going to throw whatever, let's say 50, 60, 70, 80 years, whatever. It stayed like that for a long time. People still use it to this day. A lot of people are loyal to the coil, and, more power to them. I began my career with nothing but coil machines, and for tradition's sake, American tradition's sake, yeah, coil machines. Woo! But after that, the rotary machines started coming out, and the rotary machines more or less look like this picture here. And what they do is, it's the same thing. It's just rotary. So there's a rotor. I'm not going to explain the mechanics because I'm just going to sound like a dick. So, yeah. It evolved to that. And then after that, now again, in my opinion, so for those people watching this video and have a difference of opinion, leave it in the comments. But, in my opinion, this is the best tattoo machine, or the best rotary tattoo machine in the market for my needs. Because that's the thing about tattooing. No machine is wrong. It just has to suit your needs. And then you have to learn it, work around it, work with it. It becomes an extension of your hand, and then an extension of yourself, and then you learn how to express yourself artistically through this machine. So again, it's all preference. Anything else that anybody else tells you about this machine is better than this machine, seriously, tell them to suck a dick, and if you're that person telling other people to do that, then go suck a fat dick, because it's all preference. It doesn't matter what the machine is. I learned from a very famous, very awesome tattoo artist by the name of Doc Dog. As long as it goes up and down, you can tattoo with it. Hell, people back in the fucking beginning, even still in Japan, tabori is still being practiced, where they just use a stick with needles at the end of it. So it doesn't really matter what the fuck you use, to a degree, obviously. To a degree, it doesn't really matter what you use. As long as you have talent, skill, drive, and passion for what you want to do, you'll be a phenomenal artist. I mean, look at Horiyoshi III and his apprentice Hirohito. They're fucking amazing, and they do nothing but tabori, which is phenomenal. And then, of course, New Zealand, the Maori tribe, they still do their things pretty old school, where they tattoo still by hand and tapping and all that good shit. But with that disclaimer out of the way, I think that all forms of tattooing, to a degree, are fucking amazing. So, that being said, this machine here, which, again, it's the Cheyenne Hawk. It's the one for my needs. And this machine, I remember the day I first saw one. It was at Tattoo Lollapalooza 2011. It was right before I decided to become a tattoo artist, right before I decided to just take the plunge and say, you know what, I'm not going to fucking work at a goddamn corporation anymore. I fucking hate this. And I was tattooing people on my off time. And the benefits of tattooing outweighed the benefits of being in a corporation. I was losing my mind and losing my soul, but that's whatever. That's just, sorry, mini rant. So, I remember being at the convention and I saw this German dude and I was like, hey, what's this? Is this a fucking vibrator? Because it looks like a vibrator. And they were like, and the guy was like, I'm not even going to do his accent because if I try to do a German accent, it's just going to come out like, I don't know, Arabian or Scottish. I'm just going to sound like a fucking leprechaun. But the guy was like, if you don't know what this machine is, this is the best tattoo machine in the market. If you don't know what this machine is, you don't know shit. And I was like, well, asshole, I go fuck your mother. So that was about that. And I walked away because obviously I'm not the kind of person that you could just talk shit to and then, think that I'm going to have a positive response. And I know that there's a bunch of different type of personalities, and maybe that was his way of bonding, and you didn't call me a pussy, but don't fucking talk to me like that unless you're my friend. And if you're my friend, then I'll talk to you however I want. But if I don't know you, then genuinely I receive you with a lot of respect. But again, mini rant. So, back to the machine. Cheyenne has done it again. And again, in my belief, since the dawn of time, it has been a very simple idea. Can we draw on each other? Yeah. Can we do it with a pen? And then, again, let's go back to the first picture. Haha, see this picture right here? Yeah, let's use this pen. But it was all clunky and cumbersome. And it came with a lot of cons more than pros. And after decades and centuries of fiddle fucking around, bum ba da da, you get this beautiful article, this beautiful machine. Now, essentially, I don't know much of it as of yet. I know it's a tattoo pen. Literally, that's the name of it. Cheyenne calls it the pen, P-E-N, and that's it. It's a tattoo pen. And I got the hugest pussy boner for this because, come on, man. Legitimately, it's a pen. For muscle memory's sake, for those of you who don't know, when you're an artist and you draw and you sketch on paper, you got the muscle memory of a pencil down. I mean, I've been fucking drawing since I was a kid. And I gotta tell you, I feel very comfortable with a pencil. More than I do with a brush, more than I do with, airbrush, or maybe not the can, because I've always felt very comfortable with using spray cans, but whatever. Yeah, it's fucking amazing just to have the ability to be able to tattoo the same way you draw. Now again, a small disclaimer, that doesn't mean that if you grab this pen, this tattoo pen, and you're a shitty tattoo artist, you're instantly gonna be good. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I've been tattooing, it'll be 4 years in July, and I've been busting my balls. Again, I'm still very young to the industry, and I've had my own journey thus far, but this is legitimately what I've been waiting for my entire career. The day that somebody invented it, because, to be honest, I'm just not going to sit there and try to invent shit because I don't have the mind for it. My mind is for something else. We're all not meant to do the same exact job. That's why we're like snowflakes, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. What I'm saying is, holy fucking shit, man. They made a fucking pen. So now, it's going to go from I draw on paper with a pen to now I'm going to draw on you with a pen. And there's going to be no difference. In my clarity, as you saw in the picture, you can now hold your tattoo machine like a pen. From the reviews of what I read for it, some of the specifics, it hits a little softer than the actual Cheyenne Hawk that I use, because that Hawk packs a punch. And it's like a 4.3 stroke on it. I'm not going to get into the specific for those who are watching and don't really know. But for those who do know, then you guys know. You don't need to fucking hear me say it. So, that's what the Tattoo Cheyenne pen is all about. It's about actually taking that next step in evolution, in tattoo evolution, where you go from tattooing with a machine to tattooing with a pen, and I couldn't be any more excited. Now, as you know, this is just an introductory video, so I don't know much of it, but I will be putting out a mini tutorial video, a how-to video, which is the same thing, kind of redundant, whatever, an unboxing video. I'm gonna God, I can't wait. So I'm gonna have a nice little mini series about this, and I'm also gonna post a couple of videos of me tattooing with this, and you guys are gonna get to see the learning curve and all that good shit that comes with it. It's just like learning any new toy that you get, or and learning any new tool that you get. For anyone who has any trade or craft or whatever, unless you work at fucking McDonald's, even then you still have to learn how to use a spatula if they use that there. I don't know. I haven't worked in the fast food industry in decades. Anyway, so what is the Cheyenne tattoo pen? Awesome. That's what it is. In your face, motherfuckers. Now, if you have any further questions, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up. It really does help your boy out. And as always, subscribe. If you want to see any more videos, again, leave another comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions about the pen, I'll answer them as best as I can. But again, I haven't gotten mine yet, and it took me a fucking mission. But it's on the way. Hopefully it'll be here within the next week. I want to say, hopefully it gets here tomorrow. But I can wait a week. I've waited my entire life. I can wait a week. It's alright. It's alright. But anyway, you guys, again, thank you again for your time, and peace.